Hello, everybody, and welcome to another interview for the Sherlockian interview. I'm Steve Emmets, the Managing Director of MX Publishing, and today we are interviewing Thomas Burns. Good afternoon, Thomas.
Good morning, Steve.
Okay, so good morning means you're over to the west of me, so that means you're probably somewhere in the US.
That's correct. I am in Wendell, North Carolina.
Fantastic. And do you still got a bit of summer there?
We have a lot of summer there. It's August in North Carolina, and I doubt you would find any place in the world hotter.
Wow. Okay. So we had a bit of hot here in London, but we're now having a bit of overcast and a bit of rain. So when you say hot, Thomas, how hot is it there?
I'll give you Celsius anywhere from 35 to 40 degrees.
Wow, that is hot. So let's dive straight into your writing. You have a really fascinating series of books that I've been delving into. And if we click through here, it's a series called the Natalie McMasters mystery series, and she's an investigator. Tell us a little bit about Natalie.
All right. I like a challenge. So when I decided I was going to write a mystery series, I tried to think of a character who was as unlike me as I could possibly think of. And what I came up with was a 20-year-old female, bisexual, college co-ed. I am 67 and obviously a man. And I wanted to see if I could capture that character. And really the series is sort of it's a coming of age series, but it's dark. What I wanted to do was to take an innocent young woman and transform her into a hard-boiled private investigator, a la Mickey Spillane, Raymond Chandler, something like that. And, you know, each book presents her with more and more of the darkness in the world, and her challenge is to, you know, maintain some of her morality and her innocence as these terrible things begin to unfold. So the books are dark, but it's been a lot of fun, you know, trying to stay in her head. And, you know, a lot of the other characters too, the characters are very diverse. So
you get fans that want to test it out, they can go to your 3mdetectiveagency.com website and read the Stakeout book.
Yes. Stakeout is the first story that I wrote. I tried to market that to a couple of mystery magazines, but I suspect it's dark. So I think that's why it didn't fly. So I decided to just post it on the website as an introduction. You can read that for free there, or if you know Wattpad, I'm also there with it. And then the books themselves, my website will take you to Amazon. And I'm also on all of the other outlets like Barnes & Noble and Kobo and, you know, Google Play, just about any place you want to look.
Fantastic. There's 3 so far in the series, Traffic and Stripper. So when did you first get involved with Sherlock Holmes? Because obviously we're going to be talking about the MX book of New Sherlock Holmes stories,
yep,
which you feature in. So when did you first come across Holmes?
That was a very long time ago, probably when I was 10 or 11 years old. I remember an illustrated book of the Speckled Band. And I'm not sure if it was abridged or not. It was Conan Doyle's story. But it was more, you know, it was formatted for kids. And, you know, I still remember the picture of in color of the snake coming down the bell pole and Holmes with the cane. And from there, of course, I read that and I thought it was just great. So I found The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and, you know, went on from there.
Fantastic. And so let's jump on to the MX Book of New Sherlock Holmes Stories. So regular viewers and listeners to these interviews will know that this series was created by David Markham. He's the editor, and originally designed to be one book of stories, but it's absolutely grown like a snowball going down a hill. Over the last few years, we're now up to 18 volumes with over 150 authors around the world taking part in it. The Kickstarter is running at the moment for volumes 16 to 18, and it's in volume 18 that you have your second story. You're quite a late arrival to this in this collection's life, because your first one was in volume 14. How did you find out about the collection?
I ran across David Markham on Facebook. One day I was just searching Sherlock Holmes, and I came up with some of the local DSI chapters. He has one out in Tennessee, and friended him. And then, of course, he sends out the periodic calls for stories. So when I saw that, I figured, why not? Because I have, been involved with Holmes all of my life. I have read I've read the whole canon. I've read many pastiches. I read Baring Gould's book, the biography of Sherlock Holmes, many of the other writings about the writings, on and on and on. So I'm fairly well versed in Holmesian things, and I knew I could write a dead accurate period story.
I guess that's the key thing that you mentioned there, is dead accurate. So David's a very, very tough taskmaster when it comes to the stories being very traditional, being canonical, being set in the right era. So he receives hundreds of submissions and requests each time he does a shout out. So it's testament to your ability to be bang on by the fact that you've made it in, but now you're in a second time around. So
I'm in the third time around too.
Fantastic!
Three stories, and 3 acceptances. So I'm really proud of that.
That's brilliant. And so you mentioned finding David through Facebook and social media. In terms of North Carolina, have you got a local chapter? Do you meet a lot of Sherlockians, or has the collection opened that up a bit?
I don't know of any. I haven't really looked, and maybe after talking to you, I should. We have a thing here, I don't know if you have it over there, called Meetup on the web. And basically, it's a site where you can put in any topic from religion to politics to whatever floats your boat. And if other people are interested, you can schedule these meetings and just, meet for coffee. So it's very likely, I guess, that there might be some other Sherlockians who are doing that. I haven't looked.
There's definitely hundreds of BSI chapters, and they call them scions or scions around the world. So there's definitely in the US, I think more than 50 scions in the US that where people meet up for meetings, and there's a few conferences as well. It's been delightful talking to you, Thomas. And you mentioned the third one. That's for one of the future volumes, yeah?
I'm not sure. It's a volume of 1880s Holmes stories. The story that I wrote is actually the second adventure of Holmes and Watson after A Study in Scarlet. It occurs about a week after A Study in Scarlet completes. So it's called The Adventure of the Persistent Pugilist.
The Persistent Pugilist, fantastic. So those of you listening that would like to check out Thomas's other series, the Natalie McMasters series, as he mentioned, you can find that on Amazon. We're going to put the link in on the YouTube video. It's been a delight talking to you, Thomas.
Let me put in one more plug, Steve.
Sure.
Stripper. the first book in the Natalie McMasters series is coming out in audio in the next couple of months. I was lucky enough to find an actress. Her name is Courtney Sinello to narrate the book. She has done movies. So my luck is just, really going well between you and her and all the people I'm connecting with. And hopefully we'll have the stripper out in audio maybe in October. And if that runs well, I'll have the whole Natalie series out in audio probably by early next year. So
that's fantastic. It's great that you mentioned audio. Audio is by far our fastest growing format for Sherlock Holmes books. We have nearly 200 of ours in audio. It seems to be an excellent format for people to consume fiction in particular. So with that final plug, it's been great to talk to you, Tom, and look forward to seeing more of your stories in the near future.
Okay, you will. Thanks a lot, Steve.